Hi, I'm Kristen Elizabeth Clark, standing here on the kidlit red carpet at the Newberry Caldecott Wilder Banquet. I have the very, very great honor and pleasure of talking to Laura Amy Schlitz. Her book, Splendors and Glooms, won a Newbery honor this year. And this is not your first time at the rodeo. 2008 for Good Masters, Sweet Ladies. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Notice that your books have obviously a very historical component. What draws you to history?
For some reason my imagination is steeped and stamped in the past. I don't know why. It's a little inconvenient, but there's something about the past that stimulates my imagination, and that's what I was given.
You've admitted publicly that it's really hard for you to sit down and write sometimes. And I think that's something, as you said, people whisper about, but they're not really talking about it a lot. What do you do? I mean, how do you force yourself to sit down and write?
Well, inside of me is a hysterical little gnome who is terrified of writing because it's all secrets spilling out onto the page, and I have to negotiate very gently with the hysterical little crazy gnome. So I say, you know, if you will sit down for just a half an hour, and just cover the side of one piece of paper, you know, then you're free. And if I told myself I had to write for 2 hours, I would never sit down. But I can face half an hour, and then I unplug the phone, I go to the bathroom, I get a glass of water, and I sit down, and the hand has to move for a half an hour. And after that, I'm free. You know, and I have to stoop to all kinds of shameful things sometimes. You know, if you will read this draft one more time and just make a few little changes, you can have a cookie. I mean, I will do anything to get the hysterical little scared gnome on my side. Writers, I feel like an imposter because I spend huge amounts of time procrastinating, and when we compare the actual work we do to the amount of time we spend procrastinating or boasting about our work, it's nothing.
You are a librarian 3 days a week still in the elementary schools, and what's important to you about that?
I love being with the children, and I do a lot of storytelling. And when I do storytelling, I watch their faces. Children give themselves over to a story with an abandonment and a purity, which is extraordinary. So that in itself is an honor to see. But also I can see in their faces what makes a story. I can see the turning points of the story and how those affect them. And also they make me laugh.
In a nod to this year's Caldecott winning book, we're asking all of our guests, if you could steal an object from anywhere in the world of children's literature, what would you steal and why?
I think a winged horse would be nice. But the question I was thinking you were going to ask me, and I'm going to tell you anyway, I wore this as an ode to Hugo Cabret because I'd heard that people were going to be wearing objects that paid homage to a Caldecott winner, and so I found this cool ring with gears on it, and then I added the key in honor of.
Thank you so much. It was an honor and a privilege to talk to you.
Thank you.